4th of July 2018, 9:30 p.m. UTC. Welcome to the summer of 2018, which is shaping up to be a hellish nightmare. I'm Joseph Monty for Apocalyptic Weather. Of course, talking about Northern Hemisphere summer, which is what we're in right now. This is just one of the headlines coming out from CNN. Record-breaking summer changes occurring. Greece right now is on fire. Parts of Europe have been scorching, folks. It's been really serious there. Japan seeing temperatures well above 100 degrees. And again, they're still on the heels of a major flooding incident there. So all over the world, we're seeing some really serious stuff. We've been seeing temperatures soaring into the Arctic well above average. I mean, places in the 90s, close to 100. And they're just not used to seeing temperatures like this, especially here in northern Siberia and in parts of Scandinavia and northern Europe. We've been talking about roads melting in the UK. Really serious heat that's occurring. Same is true across the Middle East, and pretty much all of Africa is well above average. So the whole world is scorched. It's baking. North America, we've been seeing the same sort of thing occur, especially across the West. And we're going to take a look at that in a minute because there's a very serious pattern that's shaping up in North America right now that has me very concerned. And let's just take a look at the jet stream overall. This is taking a look at North America, mainly the United States, where right now you're seeing a big swirling ball of high pressure across the southwest United States. And what it's doing is it's kicking up this air from the tropics, feeding it in to the west, where they're seeing temperatures well above average. I mean, places, 120, 125 degrees in the deserts and in the valleys. But it's not just hot, it's more humid than what they're used to, mainly because of the jet stream winds and where they're coming from. At the same time, you're seeing this jet stream pinch well to the south, just north of Florida, where it is diving down into the tropics and launching this air mass well to the north. And this is causing what we refer to as an atmospheric river, where the jet stream dives to the south. It pumps up a ton of moisture and kicks it high up to the north. And this is something that we see typically more in later in August and September at the heels of the tropical season, where basically the upper level jet streams are sucking moisture up like a straw and kicking it around the globe. But we're seeing this now. It's very early for this, and if we take a look at the current radar, the current satellite image over North America, we can see this being reflected here, where you see this big swirling ball of high pressure over the west, and the typical monsoon season pattern, but again, much hotter than what they're used to, and then this jet stream down to the south. And this is what I was talking about, this atmospheric river. But this is turning into something a little bit more serious, where it's not just an atmospheric river. We're talking about like an atmospheric tsunami. And this is why I'm very concerned. Not only has it been more humid across the east, which is typically where we're used to seeing humidity, but it's been really humid in these areas that have been affected by the atmospheric river. It's more humid across the west. Places that aren't used to seeing dew points in the 40s and 50s are seeing some humid conditions because of where the air is coming from. But despite that, what you're seeing set up across the west is extreme drought. And we've already been struggling with the wildfires. We've already been struggling with the just everything that's been going on out there with the droughts, the fires. People are running out of good drinking water. All of this has been occurring in the last several years, but now we're seeing that drought once again kick up over that swirling area of high pressure. Folks in the east are doing a little bit okay with that, but we're going to see a situation across the east set up, which I think is going to lead to a ton of issues, especially in the southeast. We're talking about a major flood scenario, especially as we go later into the season, into August and September, and that's because of the way the pattern is setting up. Everywhere across the world where we're seeing this extreme heat, like Japan, like Europe, places where we're seeing either extreme drought or extreme flood, there's really no end to these patterns, at least not for the next 15 to 20 days. And I've been taking a look at the models just about everywhere across the world and seeing that nothing is really going to change anytime soon. So we're locked into the summer pattern, and that's going to cause some serious issues, especially here in North America. And this is going back just a few days, but we'll move it forward out, several days in time. And I want you to take a look. You're going to see this swirling area of high pressure, this dip in the jet stream, and you're going to notice as we go through time, this doesn't move. This doesn't change. This is about where we're at right now, where you can see again high pressure to the west, which is causing that drought, which is causing that heat, and this low pressure to the east, where you're seeing, this moisture get pumped up and shot up into the upper latitudes, where experiencing a lot of rain. And as we go through time, again, it doesn't look like this is going to change. It's only going to continue to be hot out west, and it's going to continue to be cool and humid and very rainy across the east. So this is why I'm concerned. Take a look at this. This is the 24-hour estimated precipitation, or the estimated rainfall totals that we could see. And as we go through time, and this is again projected out as a model forecast, I want you to really pay attention to what's going on here in the east, where anytime we get one of these fronts that moves through, drops a lot of rain, it just seems like one comes back right behind it and takes its place. And we see a teeny bit of a break from it later in the week, but as we go through time, we're going to notice another frontal boundary sets up and over the same area, and it just sits there. It just stays. And now the southeast is getting dumped on with heavy rainfall, and it doesn't seem to end. And I mean, we're going 384 hours out from now, so we're going about 15 days from now of just heavy rainfall, where we're going to see those monsoonal showers and thunderstorms across the east. Now, where this is getting really serious is because of the record flooding that we could anticipate across the east, especially coming in the tropical season, and where we could see the record drought across the west. Now, none of this is happening out of coincidence. I've been explaining across all of our apocalyptic shows, Christ has returned. He is in Leal, the Lord of the Storms. He is chastising America very heavily because it's Babylon. And what we're seeing across the United States is a situation which will set up for even more just incredible weather events in the future. We're talking about droughts which are going to lead to wildfires across the west, and we're talking about saturated ground across the east, which one tropical cyclone, one instance in the late summer and fall, where we get a lot of tropical moisture come up through this area, and we could be seeing a really unprecedented event, guys. I mean, this is a sort of like a two-part gig here, where each region is being hit by their weaknesses, and it's becoming a really big issue. If you're in Babylon, if you're in the United States, you really need to pay attention to what's going on around you, and you need to leave. I mean, there's really no way to work this situation any other way, because this isn't going to stop. Because let's face it, your world leaders are just not in line with Christ at all. Your religious leaders, again, not in line with Christ at all. I know that sounds like a contradiction, but you need to pay attention to the International Congregation of Lord Rael on Facebook. Go there, study what's going on, and see for yourself. Otherwise, we're going to continue to see, 122-degree temperatures across North America. We're just going to continue to see climate change. And they're saying it's climate change, but it's not really, being addressed appropriately. It is the fact that we are in the end of days, the fact that Christ is here. That's what's causing this, and you guys have to really get this through your heads. I don't have another way of saying it. I don't have even a nice way of saying it at this point, because you're doing it to yourselves. I mean, this is your fault. I mean, your world leaders deny what's going on around you. So let's pay attention to what's going on. Let's study this and look at this in earnest. In fact, I think I really need to devote an entire episode to just going into why this is actually occurring, the real reasons, not what they're telling you in the media. All right, so stay tuned to this channel, subscribe, like the video, ring the bell, do what you need to stay informed, and share this with the world. Please, it's necessary.